We are coming to you live from the World Economic Forum here in Davos, Switzerland, where the talk of the town is America's new leadership and President Donald Trump and the impact. Trump will address the World Economic Forum here tomorrow via live feed. It comes as he sends a new 10% tariff threat to China and a 25% tariff expectation on Mexico and Canada. He says this will happen on February 1st. The state of the global economy in focus, of course, as always, in Davos, the International Monetary Fund projecting global growth to remain steady at 3.3% this year, while global inflation is expected to decline to 4.2%. Chief economists surveyed here think the global economy will weaken this year, expecting U.S. policy to have a significant impact. Joining me now is the International Monetary Fund Managing Director, Kristalina Georgieva. Kristalina, great to see you.
Great to see you too, Maria.
Thank you so much. Welcome back to the program. And every year we try to get a catch-up with you to try to get a sense of what you're seeing in the global economy. What is your expectation for the U.S. and the rest of the world?
The U.S. is doing really well, and we expect that it will continue to outperform the rest of the world. We actually just upgraded projections for growth in the U.S. by 0.5 percentage point from 2.3 to 2.2 to 2.7%.
That's a big number.
It's a very big number. And what we see is that at the heart of outperforming is productivity growth. In the United States, productivity is going up and up and up every single year. In the rest of the world, productivity is like a sleeping beauty. It's there, but it does nothing for the economy.
Yeah, so what does Europe need to do then?
Well, for Europe, there are three things they need to do looking at the United States. One, capital has to flow to dynamic, innovative firms. In Europe, this is not happening. So European savings grow legs and run into the United States, where they can be invested in dynamic, highly productive companies. Secondly, Europe has to focus on energy supply and bringing the cost of energy down. And three, Europe is aging, and yet it hasn't figured out what to do about supply of labor, quality of labor. All these things are holding Europe back.
Interesting, because some of these items are exactly what is President Trump's agenda. He's trying to get oil prices down to rein in inflation. But yesterday he made a major announcement, the president announcing an investment in the United States to the tune of $500 billion. Key technology leaders pledging that $500 billion to create artificial intelligence infrastructure. Here's the president yesterday. Watch.
Together, these world-leading technology giants are announcing the formation of Stargate, a new American company that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States and very, very quickly, moving very rapidly, creating over 100,000 American jobs almost immediately.
Kristalina, I know you are attending an AI forum later today here in Davos. How does that play into your ideas or your expectations for the economic growth story?
First, congratulations to President Trump for his re-election. Second, this fits exactly in what drives growth in the United States. Betting on technology, on innovation, on creating opportunities for rapid advancements. We have assessed the potential of artificial intelligence to boost economic growth by up to 0.8%. That is very big in a world where growth has dropped below historic average. It used to be 3.8%. Now it is slightly over 3%. If we are to bet on anything, to bridge this gap, artificial intelligence is the best horse we can bet on. Yeah. And bringing companies to work together is the best way to provide more attractive investment environment for everybody. So people can say, we see this is going in a coordinated manner. There is an agreement around what are the parameters for artificial intelligence. We can invest.
President Trump has talked a lot about him using tariffs, and he is planning on instituting tariffs for Europe because he says the Eurozone is not good to America because they don't accept American cars, they don't accept American agriculture. What are your thoughts on this use of tariffs? He is going to institute tariffs on Mexico, Canada. He's threatening China and said also the European Union as well.
Well, this is something that he has pledged to do when he was running for election. So what he's doing is acting on his promises. And what we want to see is how exactly these tariffs are going to be composed, what would be the reaction of the rest of the world. But most importantly, President Trump is going to take a significant action on many policy fronts, on tax and public spending, on deregulation, on immigration, and on trade. And it is important to recognize the totality of these activities. The bottom line for us is we assess policy actions of the administration in the short term to give a boost to U.S. growth. They may create some difficulties for emerging markets, developing economies in particular, because the dollar is strong, interest rates remain somewhat higher. And what we want to see is, over time, what would be the pickup from other countries on these policy directions and how this all will impact growth in the long term. But focus on competitiveness and productivity, which is very high on the radar screen of the new administration, is definitely good news. When the U.S. does well, it has positive spillovers for the rest of the world.
What do you think is holding Europe back?
Mostly the difficulty Europe has to unite and implement the single market. What is holding Europe back than anything else is lack of capital market union and incomplete banking union. What it means is that the savings of the European people domestically cannot produce the result they produce in the United States. Much higher profitability of investments there. And this is why 300 billion left Europe to be invested in the U.S. It lifts up U.S. growth, but it undermines European performance.
Yeah, it's a very good point, because these are really fundamental things that you're talking about in terms of customers and these banking alliance versus what you see in America. Do you believe European nations should take a cue from what America is about to do, what President Trump is endorsing in terms of, immigration, for example? You said immigration. President Trump is very much focused on illegal migration, not necessarily just immigration, but this is an issue across the world, isn't it? Look at what Italy has done. Look at some other issues in other countries. Do you believe that some of these things that he's doing should be adopted in Europe?
What I firmly believe is that for aging societies, good immigration policy is a must. Countries in Europe simply don't have the young people to provide for the older and living longer generations.
That's a good point.
So they have to think about a good legal way of tapping into skills and capabilities elsewhere. And what I see here in the United States in this, the focus is on illegal immigration.
Yes.
Because if you have a legal channel that contributes to labor markets in the United States, as I heard also President Trump commenting, that adds to the vibrancy of the U.S. economy. But illegal immigration causes problems, and of course, this is why it became such a hot issue here, and it is a very hot issue in Europe as well.
Yeah, certainly in Italy as well. Yeah.
We risk to throw the baby with the bathwater unless there is clarity around who can and who cannot come.
Yes, it's great to have you this morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Kristalina Georgieva joining us. Great to see you.